In this video, I want to go over this year's sketchbook assignment. This is an at-home assignment. We're not working on this in school. Students have till March 27th. That is when the sketchbooks are due, and I believe that is the week before spring break. So whatever day they have art on that week is the week that's the day they'll be turning their sketchbooks in. There are two check-in dates, November 18th through the 22nd. I will be asking kids to bring in their sketchbooks of what they have accomplished so far, so that I can see what they have, just to kind of keep them on track. And then the second one is February 24th through the 28th. Again, whichever day they have art on that particular week, that's the day I'll be checking in with them. So this is how the sketchbook works. These right here are the basic requirements for the sketchbook. So this is the basic requirement, this is the basic grade. This would be a C grade. So you would have a creative cover, which must have your first and last name on it and the word sketchbook. So here's an example of what that might look like. A table of contents. So when you open up a sketchbook, you are going to see a table of contents. Now, I will show you some other sketchbooks as well. Not all table of contents have to be written in. Here's another example of table of contents. But they do need to have a table of contents, and you should have kind of the page number of where I'm going to find them. 5 required renderings. These are detailed with value and trying to show correct proportion. So all the drawings that you do are going to stay black and white. Any color you add to your sketchbook is going to be done with your theme. So your sketchbook will have a theme. So your 5 required renderings are a candy bar with a wrapper on it, trying to draw it actual size, a pop can, which of course you can draw it just as it is or on its side, or you can alter it by twisting it, crushing it, a sneaker with values and details, texture, stitching, labels, laces, buckles, a stuffed animal or action figure, again in detail, and you're adding value as you see it. So you're really trying to push and pull those values, and an object with buttons. Cell phones these days don't work because we've gotten away from buttons, or they're just kind of a flat screen. So phone might have to go out unless you have an older model, but remote control, Game Boy, something of that nature. A calculator could even be something you do. And then the final thing would be your evaluation sheet. The evaluation sheet is attached, so students, this should be their last page of the sketchbook. Their name is going to be at the top, their classroom teacher. Students are going to answer these questions about how they feel they did on their sketchbook. Parents, I really would like for you to comment in this section, having taken a look at the sketchbook after your child is done with it. I'd like for you to sign and date. I will then look through the sketchbook and I will make comments and I will give the final grade. So this here is a C grade. This is the basics, okay? This is the basic requirement. If you're wanting to earn a higher grade than a C and you want to earn a B, we're going to flip this over. So the C grade is what we just went through. A B grade would be including all of C, so we're doing all of this right here, and then we're going to add 3 more renderings of your choice. Now, your choice really can be any choice you want. I have listed a few examples. Example renderings of your choice, detail with value and correct proportion. So here's a couple samples. You do not need to choose from here, but there's some samples if you're having a hard time coming up with something. And then I want you to write about each of your drawings. So if you look at this sketchbook, this person wrote about their drawing. So here they have a Butterfinger candy bar, actual size, so it's kind of a mini, and their writing is on the back side. The only thing I would say that I might think about differently in looking at this sketchbook is that it might be nice to be able to read about the candy bar and be able to see the candy bar at the same time. So to show you a sketchbook where somebody did that would maybe be here. So here's a sketchbook that was completed. And again, these are older samples. Here's a table of contents. So here's a different way. Somebody chose to type it up, and that is completely fine as well. However you want to do your sketchbook and how you put it together is up to you. So here's the spatula, kitchen tool, and then this is the writing that went with it. So you can see how this person chose to put their piece together. Or this could have been glued onto this side, however you want to put it together. But it might be nice to have the actual writing so that you can see you can read the writing and see the picture at the same time. So that's a B. So you have 3 more renderings of your choice and writing about each of your drawings. And actually, students, you would only be doing 2 more renderings because one 20-minute rendering can be completed by a family member. So if you have somebody draw something by a family member, make sure that your parents sign it. I think there's one in the back here, if I'm not mistaken. I just color copied this, so I'm not sure. I don't think that one is it. Let's see if we have one in here. If there's one by a parent, family member. Right here. Here we go. So this is a drawing that was done by a family member, and then I want them to sign what's the relationship. Is it a brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle? So this person put down mother. So this is a mom who did the drawing. So that's if you want to B. All of C, and then these items here. If you want to earn the A, you need to do all of C, all of B, and then you're going to do 2 more renderings of your choice. So in actuality, you're going to have 10 total renderings, 9 of which are going to be yours. That one that you have would be of a family member. And then you're going to choose an artist you'd like to learn about. You're going to write a 1-page paper of what you discovered about that artist. And then using your drawing skills, you're going to reproduce and color a work by that artist. And I believe I have one over here. So again, this is a color copy. This person chose to do drawing paper and then just use binder clips to bind their sketchbook together. And this is their artwork that they created. Again, this is not the actual sketchbook. I just made colored copies of it as to show samples. So when you're writing about your artwork, here are your writing helpers. I ask that you please use complete sentences. And then your final paper in your sketchbook, which should be at the very, very end, is your evaluation sheet, which is this sheet right here that we already talked about. So I want to just show you a couple different samples of sketchbooks because I know kids, you like to see the samples, and mom and dad, I know that this sketchbook assignment probably is feeling a little, you're not quite sure what it looks like. So I want to just share some things with you. So here's a sketchbook by a student. As I mentioned, I showed this before. Things are typed out. You can write it out. How students complete this is really up to them. The objects are done in black and white. I would like there to be a theme behind the objects, and that theme can have color. You don't have to color the entire page. A theme could be simply a border, if that's what they choose to do. Here's another one. And again, I just took pictures. Now, obviously, the goal here is for students, when they start out, they're probably going to finish their first drawings fairly quickly. Some may take time, but the hope is that from the start of their sketchbook to the end of their sketchbook, students are really going to start noticing things that they haven't noticed before, and their drawing skills are going to really improve and get more detailed as they go. I have a lot of students who have said the first drawing takes 10, 15 minutes, and then by the time they're done with their sketchbook, their final drawings are taking an hour to an hour and a half. So again, this person's theme is bugs, and they just did a little border. Some students choose to go back and redo drawings because once they get better at drawing, they don't want to turn in maybe a couple of the first ones that they did because they know they can do better. So again, these are just some samples, and if students are really taking their time and pushing and pulling those values, we've talked about that in class already, creating value scales, then they'll do well. So just do the best you can do. So the whole idea is that you are improving on your drawing skills and wherever you are at with those skills. and that taking it seriously and just doing the best that you can. And then this is the parent drawing. So again, this person just used some ribbon. Drawing done by a dad. So you can kind of get the idea of how students are putting these together in binders. This one has color, which I believe I had asked them not to do, but this person did add color inside. Here's one where they've made like a little door, so they have the name inside the door. A little different than what was assigned, but you get the idea. So I hope parents and students that this gives you a better kind of understanding of what sketchbooks can be. This one's just, together, bound together right there. Written table of contents. So, think about presentation. Think about what are you going to do to make your sketchbook unique and stand out. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me or call the school and connect with my voicemail, and I will try and get back to you. Email's probably the easiest way because I will check my email and answer that probably quicker than anything else. So I hope this gives you a better understanding of what the sketchbooks are, and I hope you see your talent, your student's talent, your child's talent develop, and I hope they have a fun time putting this together. Have a great week, everybody, and happy fall.